Well, hello there. Hope all is well on your end. We just got back from Bali and it was absolutely amazing as always. Check out a glimpse of our adventures. Do I look comfortable? Okay, wait, I'll try to be cool. Okay, there we go. Now that we're back from Bali, we're gonna be doing this cut a bit different than the last. The last cut, there was more of a disconnect, whereas this cut, I'm gonna be doing more of a fade. I know I heard from a lot of people that they'd like to see more of a gradual fade to the disconnect. So I heard you loud and clear, and so now I'm gonna be implementing that. With that said, the tools today, a set of clippers, a number 1 attachment, a number 2 attachment, and a pair of scissors to clean around the ears. Here we go. I've got my clippers right here with the number 1 attachment on it. Now with this, there's a lever. With this lever, we're going to bring down the clippers to the shortest length possible and use this for our initial cut. And something as far, let me shut this off. In regards to my line or what I use for a sight when I'm cutting across, I'm basically going to be going back as close to the ear as possible and curving down with a nice gradual curve. Okay, so clippers are down. Let me get my mirror. Oh, the other tool today, a mirror. Okay, hopefully I don't cut you guys off on this. Let's start on this side. So we have our initial line. So just like that, and I'm gonna go ahead, go onto the other side and do the same thing. Again, I'm just going above the ear, pretty much next to the ear with the bottom of the clipper head. Now that we have the initial lines, I'm gonna go ahead and take the clippers and go up on the line just to clean up where the initial cut is. And now I'm going to go ahead and, let me turn these off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and continue cleaning up, going up, now that I have my line, and then I'm gonna do the same thing in the back. So I finished with the one at the lowest setting with the lever, and here is what it looks like after I've gone around, and I've kind of just done like a natural curve on both sides, but I do have a cheat. As far as a reference point, to the middle of my head, I have a scar. So I just traced around to the scar, stopped on both sides at about the same point. So I went like this, down, and then I just went through and cleaned up the ends. So that's how I did that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the one up, but then I'm going to put the lever up to where it gives the clippers the longest point with the one attachment, and I'm just gonna do a slight pull out from the top, so just a flick of the wrist for a nice subtle fade into the next step, which is gonna be the 2 at the shortest attachment. The 1 is still on, and with this lever right here, I'm going to make it at the longest point, and I'm just gonna flick at the line to give it a nice subtle fade or contrast into the next step. And I'm gonna do this all the way around. Okay, we are finished with the one guard at the longest length and flicking it up about 1 inch all the way around. And then now I'm going to go ahead and put on the 2 at the shortest length and going to go ahead and right where the flick stopped, I'm going to go with the 2 and making sure I'm at the shortest length. And we're going to continue to go around the line that was made with the 1 at the longest length. Let me get my mirror. All right, now that I've taken the 2 all the way around at its shortest length, let me show you. So 2 all the way around. And again, now this Now the disconnect definitely isn't pronounced as it was after the first haircut, because now we're going more towards a gradual fade this time around. Now that I've done the two at the shortest length, now we're gonna go ahead, use the lever, put it at the two at its longest length, and I'm gonna finish up the fade into the main body of hair, and then we'll go and probably take a tad bit off the top, make the bang shorter, and then we're finished up. And I mean, well, not exactly. After that, off camera, I'll go ahead and line it up and back with a razor, but pretty much everyone knows how to do that, so I won't bore you with that. At this point, what I'm doing is I have an imaginary line going right here where the part is, so I'm just taking up the two to the part, and on this side, I have an imaginary curved line from the back that I'm following and wrapping around, just like so, to the front of the crown. And again, that right there, that's purely a matter of preference. I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as the line from the back. So I have the line from the back starting right here, and I'm just gonna go to the front crown. So it's gonna be line back here to the front. And again, it's all a matter of preference. And I'm starting right at the side of the line and going forward. Now we've gone all the way around with a two at its longest length, and here's a 360 view of it. Next step, and actually the final step, I'm going to go ahead, go on the top and just take the length off. I'm going to take the length off a bit shorter back here, probably about as much as just squeezing my fingertips. Anything above the fingertips, I'm going to chop off. And then when it comes to the bangs, I'm going to have them just a tad bit longer so that I can throw them to the side. Final step. Guard is on. It's 1/16, 15 millimeters, in addition to the length of my fingertips is what I'm going to use for the length for up top. Okay, so the back of my hair, that length is taken care of. There really wasn't that much to take off. Now for the front, the bangs have about that much left over. I'll take about probably all of it, and I'll just have it the same length all the way around, because I do want to go a bit shorter this time around. I've been contemplating shaving my head, so I think this is going to be a baby step in regards to shaving my head completely. Again, just grabbing it all my fingers and coming up maybe a tad bit. I definitely like the gradual fade this time around. Now, going back to the beginning of the video where I showed the kind of quick clip of Bali, if you're not already following, you can follow my Instagram. My Instagram is Dan's Beard, D-A-N-Z Beard, all one word, and that's where I have a lot more activity going as far as my daily life and trips and fitness tips and whatnot. So feel free to follow that. And also, if you have feedback, input, comments, go ahead and leave them in the box below. I tried to read all of them and definitely take into consideration comments and feedback, just like I did with this video that I made today. There were a lot of people that wanted to see more of a fade as opposed to the disconnect I did in the previous video. So that was definitely helpful as far as ideas, as far as content to put onto this channel. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead, hop in the shower, come on out, and style my hair. All right, we are done with the shower. Going back to the shower, for those of you that are curious in regards to hair care, beard care, shampoo and conditioner, what I use, I actually do use something different in my beard than I do my hair. And those are my beard wash by the Beard Struggle and conditioner by the Beard Struggle. Now again, you don't have to use these. This is just in regards to what I use. So these are, I don't know if you can see them all right. There we go. And in regards to styling my hair, it's two birds with one stone. And what I mean by that, I have my beard balm by the Beard Struggle, which not only do I use it in my beard, but I also use it to style my hair as well. And now, with that said, let's go into styling the hair. Really simple. I use about a dime size of this in the palm of my hand, rub it around, put it in my hair, style and go. Just that simple. Here we are. And I just simply rub it in my hand, put it in my hair, and go. And so here's the full 360 again. Quite simple in regards to the fade that I did. Again, this cut is different from the previous cuts, being that I did more of a gradual fade because that's what you suggested. And the steps that I took were a 1 at its shortest length around the bottom. Then I did a 1 and put the lever arm up so it was the 1 at the longest length. And I went about a 1/2 inch above that, the top of that line. And then I did the 2 at its shortest length, went up about another half of an inch, and then I did a 2 at its longest length. Did I say that right? So it's 1 at its shortest length, and then the transition into the 1 at its longest length, and then a 2 at its shorter length, and then a 2 at its longest length going up into the body of the hair. And it really wasn't too hard. There we are. And that's that. So I hope that you found this useful or helpful and the least bit intriguing. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and maybe even a comment with your feedback, any input, any suggestions that you may have. In addition to that, if you aren't following, please go ahead and follow me at Instagram. And then also, as far as the product that I use, go ahead and go to www.thebeardstruggle.com. They have everything from brushes to beard balms to shampoos and conditioners to beard care kits, which definitely come in handy. Yeah, all in all, I hope all is well. Peace.